Okay, 9 months of not drinking. Here's what happened. So actually about 12 months ago, it was my birthday last year, I decided to do a year of not drinking. And that was something I challenged myself to. I'll link the video above if you want to go and check it out. And that was really something that I wanted to do for myself. I felt like I was drinking too much last year and I let it kind of get on top of me, because a part of travel, I think, especially when you're going on group trips, is you're always out and about partying, and people generally, there's quite a bit of drinking when it comes to travel, and that's just how it is. And that's been my job for the past 5 years, traveling around and being in that environment. And because of that, I kind of felt at one point through last year that it was impacting on my productivity, it was impacting on who I wanted to be, and so I tried to challenge myself to not drink for a year. I made it 9 months, and I did 9 months of complete sobriety where I didn't touch a drop of alcohol at all, and I'm proud of myself for that. Now it's a year later, so obviously I didn't share that a few months ago, and there's a couple reasons why, so I want to get into that in this video. At first, when I was deciding, because it wasn't like I just fell off the wagon and I was like, oh, I need to have a drink now. I did actually decide about 9 months in that I was like, you know what, I've got enough out of this. I feel good for what I've achieved, and my friends were having some drinks when we were coming out of lockdown in the UK. I spent the whole of UK in lockdown, and the first time that we were allowed to meet up with some of my best mates, they were all getting together for some drinks in the garden, and I was like, you know what, this is a moment that I would love to share with them with a couple beers. So I just decided to myself then, I got what I wanted to out of 9 months of not drinking. If I was just going to put it off for another 3 months to complete that challenge, then it would have just been doing it purely for the sake of, hey, I completed it. I got everything I wanted to out of it, and I didn't feel like I needed to prove to myself that I could do the full year. So obviously, I didn't share that for a couple months though, because a part of me was still not really sure how I felt about it, and I wanted to kind of figure that out by myself before putting a video out like this. And I did film another video when I was in Lisbon, which must have been a couple months ago now, maybe a month and a half, and I watched it back and I was like, you know what, I don't really align with what I'm saying there, so I wanted to try and film another one now. I don't know, for any of you that ever made videos, sometimes that kind of happens. You start talking to the camera, and then when you watch it back, you're like, actually, that's not what I wanted to say. And now I'm trying to say what I want to say. So what I want to say is that I'm happy I did 9 months, and there was an initial kind of 2 people reacting to it right when I first made that video. I think half the crowd was, wow, that's amazing. That would be the best decision you ever made. You'll probably be sober forever after this. And then the other half were like, hey, you're a pussy. It's just a bad hangover. Come on, whatever. I don't really feel like I was ever in both of those camps. I was more somewhere in the middle. Well, I wanted to try and see what happens by not drinking for a year. And I felt great for it, you know. I felt like really motivated, fit, healthy, and a part of it was as well that I wanted to be really fit and healthy for doing the second attempt at the China Marathon, which I didn't manage to do last year, and then obviously this year I couldn't do because the whole world locked down, and especially doing a marathon in China was not going to be an option. So I did feel good for it, and I'm happy that I did it, and now I'm also happy that I'm able to go out for some drinks with my mates. For me, it was never going to be something that I was going to do forever. I do feel like having that kind of break in, that break in my 20s, I'm 30 now by the way, so that break at the end of my 20s to reevaluate my relationship with alcohol was good, but it was never going to be something that lasted forever for me, I think, because I do enjoy going out for a couple drinks with mates. I do enjoy that part of it, and that nightlife is also an important part of travel. For example, being in Tulum here now, it is a big part of it, but you'll see that anyway, maybe in future videos. I hope that makes sense. I don't have really deep insights into what it's like. I do think people should try, why not, do the sober October, dry January, take a month off, take a few months off, challenge yourself to see what you do with it. And yeah, I think you'll find that sometimes, I mean, I actually thought that it would be a lot more different than it was, to be honest. I thought, like, a part of me in my head when I decided to do it was like, wow, I'm gonna be so productive this year. I'm gonna smash all my goals, because if I'm not drinking, I'm gonna have like an extra few days a week where I won't be hungover. And actually it was quite a nice feeling to discover that, that's not true. You can be lazy whenever, right? You'll always find excuses just to have a lazy day or watch Netflix or whatever, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be because you're hungover. It can also just be because you can have down days. And so I wasn't this amazingly incredible productive person that I thought I could be, and that's nice to at least discover that. The other thing as well is obviously this year has been crazy. So that obviously had an effect on it, but I didn't drink throughout lockdown at all. It was only once, I stayed really fit during that and really productive. It was only once that we were allowed out again and I met up with my friends that I started to have a few drinks. And even now, just so you're aware, I'm still keeping on top of it. I'm still out running, I'm trying to keep fit, I'm doing all that side of it, and I'm still trying to do it all more in moderation. And it was just a good thing. It was a good thing to take that break, and I'm glad I did. And now I'm also happy that I can have a couple drinks here and there. But thanks for watching, thanks for the support. I feel like I wanted to do this update video just to round it off. And yeah, thanks. I really appreciate everyone that supported me throughout that and throughout this year, and that continues to support this channel as well. For now, thank you for watching, and this is my life.